All right, are you ready? Let's dive into this dream of yours. Moving to Thailand. Sun, beaches, markets overflowing with incredible food. It's got that energy, doesn't it? That pull. You think about trading it all for the land of smiles, but where do you even start?
Well, before you even think about packing those bags, you got to think about getting there legally. You know, visa on arrival, it sounds so simple, and it is for short trips, but for a real move, you got to dig a little deeper. It all depends on why you're going. Work, retirement, something else. There's so many options, each with their own rules.
Okay, so visas? Check. Now you've just landed, you're feeling that excitement. Where are you going to stay with all the amazing choices?
Well, there's something for every taste and budget in Thailand, but here's a little tip. Think beyond hotels. Guest houses, bungalows, they can give you a more authentic experience, and they're tucked away in these amazing locations. Imagine waking up in a little bungalow, steps from the beach in Krabi. Or maybe you're more of a Khao San Road in Bangkok kind of person.
I can practically feel the sand between my toes. All right, landed, settled in, time to eat. I mean, Thai food is legendary. Where do we even start?
Oh, get ready for a culinary adventure. Street food is a must. The flavors, the aromas, it's everywhere. Grab a steaming plate of pad thai, those perfectly stir-fried noodles, or a bowl of fiery tom yum soup. Your taste buds will be thanking you.
Okay, my stomach is rumbling just thinking about it. But we got to talk about the less glamorous stuff, too. Safety. Any tips for staying safe, avoiding scams?
Thailand's generally very safe. But you gotta be aware, especially in those crowded tourist spots. If something sounds too good to be true, like those super cheap gem deals or unofficial taxis, it probably is. Stick to reputable services, use apps for transportation, and don't flash a lot of cash around.
Smart advice. Okay, Thailand's known for its rich culture and traditions, right? What are some things our listeners should keep in mind to be respectful and avoid any awkward moments?
Being mindful of customs. It goes a long way in Thailand. Respect for the monarchy and Buddha images, it's super important. You'll see people take off their shoes before going into temples or homes. It's a sign of respect. And dress modestly, especially at those temples, cover shoulders and knees, even though it's hot.
Got it. Respect is key. So food, safety, cultural respect. What about health? Anything our listeners should know to stay healthy and happy in Thailand?
Thailand has excellent healthcare, and it's surprisingly affordable, but prevention is key.
Yeah.
Pack that sunscreen, pack that insect repellent, especially if you're hitting the beaches and jungles, and stay hydrated. That tropical climate can really drain you.
All right, so hydrated, protected, respectful, check, check, check. Now, on to the fun stuff. Thailand is a shopper's paradise, right?
Absolutely. Bangkok alone could keep you busy for weeks. You've got these massive malls. MBK Center, it's like a city within a city, over 2,000 stores. Then there's the luxurious Siam, Paragon, high-end brands, even an aquarium. And if you want the ultimate mall experience, Central World, it's the largest in all of Thailand.
Wow, that's a lot of shopping. But I'm also picturing those vibrant night markets. What's the vibe like there?
Night markets, a whole other experience. Lively, colorful, unique finds everywhere. You can haggle for souvenirs, sample amazing street food. Just soak up the atmosphere. Remember, bargaining is expected. Don't be shy.
I'll start practicing my bargaining skills now. Any specific night markets you'd recommend?
Definitely. Pat Pong Night Market, a classic one. Bustling energy, diverse offerings. Then there's Rotfe Market. They have locations in Saffan Luang and Ratchada, perfect for vintage finds and trendy food. And for something a little more upscale, Asiatique, the riverfront, right on the Chao Phraya River, with boutique shops and live entertainment.
So many options. Okay, beyond markets and malls, any specific shopping districts worth checking out?
Absolutely. Siam Square for trendy fashion and youthful energy. Sukhumvit Road, mix of everything from luxury boutiques to street stalls. Siloam Road, known for its tailor shops and the nightlife. And for a taste of history, Ratanakosin Island, the historic Old Town or Chinatown, also known as Yaowarat. Amazing street food and traditional Chinese goods there.
All right, we've shopped till we dropped in Bangkok. Now, what about those world-famous beaches? What's the best way to experience that island magic?
Imagine this. A month-long island-hopping adventure. Week 1, Southern Andaman Coast, Phuket, Potong Beach, or maybe the laid-back vibes of Kata and Karan. Then hop on a boat to Phang Nga Bay, see the famous James Bond Island rising out of the water.
Wow, that's one heck of a first week. What's next on this island-hopping extravaganza?
Week 2, Central Gulf of Thailand. Koh Samui with beautiful beaches like Choang and Beaufort. If you want secluded paradise, Crystal Bay is a haven for snorkeling. And don't miss a boat trip to Ang Thong National Marine Park. hidden lagoons, and towering limestone islands.
I'm already feeling relaxed just hearing you describe it. Where to next?
From there, we'll hop over to Koh Phangan, home of the legendary full moon party on Ha Rin Beach. But if partying isn't your thing, don't worry. Koh Phangan has plenty of tranquil spots like Tong Sala Beach or the secluded Bottle Beach. And to wrap up week 2, Koh Tao, a diver's paradise. Imagine swimming with colorful fish at Mae Hod Beach or exploring the underwater world at Sail Rock, a world-renowned dive site.
This island-hopping itinerary is incredible. What does week 3 have in store for us?
Get ready for the northern Andaman coast. We'll start by exploring Krabi. You know, those dramatic limestone cliffs rising from the turquoise water. Railay Beach is accessible only by boat, a must-see. And Ao Nang Beach, perfect to relax and watch the sunset. And for something truly special, a boat tour to Hong Island, where you'll find a hidden lagoon surrounded by towering cliffs.
Okay, every week is more stunning than the last. Where does our final week take us?
For week 4, we venture down to the southern Gulf of Thailand. First, Koh Chang, Thailand's second largest island. Think lush jungles, waterfalls, and pristine beaches like White Sand Beach and Lonely Beach. And to finish our month-long adventure, Koh Phuket, a hidden gem known for its tranquility and untouched beauty. Picture yourself relaxing on Klong Chau Beach or exploring those hidden coves and secluded bays.
That entire itinerary is just, wow. I can see why people fall in love with Thailand's beaches. But with all that island hopping, any tips for smooth sailing?
It's generally pretty easy, but a little planning goes a long way. Research ferry schedules, especially in low season, they can change. Book accommodations in advance, you know, if you have your heart set on a certain place. And on the islands themselves, renting motorbikes is popular, but if you're not comfortable driving, there's taxis and songthas.
Those are some great tips.
Yeah.
You mentioned the full moon party earlier.
Yeah.
Any advice for someone who wants to experience that?
The full moon party, definitely an experience. It's on Ha Rin Beach in Koh Phangan every month during the full moon. If you go, be ready for a massive crowd, loud music, and lots of partying. Stay safe. Look out for each other. That's the most important thing.
Good reminder. Now let's switch gears and talk about some of those unique cultural experiences that make Thailand so special.
Thailand is full of fascinating customs and traditions that add to its charm. Some might seem a little funny or quirky at first, but once you understand the cultural context, it all makes sense.
All right, give us some examples. What are some of those funny customs?
You'll see the way greeting everywhere. You press your palms together and bow your head slightly. The higher your hands, the more respect you show. It's a beautiful gesture. You'll get used to it quickly.
I've seen pictures. It looks so elegant. What else is there?
You'll notice people mostly use their right hand for eating, giving, or receiving things. The left hand is traditionally considered unclean. Might feel awkward at first, but it's a sign of respect.
Interesting. Okay, everyday customs, check. What about festivals? Thailand's got some pretty unique celebrations, right?
The festivals are amazing. There's the Monkey Buffet Festival in Laburi, hundreds of macaques feasting on fruits and veggies. Quite a sight. Then there's Phai Takan, the Ghost Festival in the Dan Sai district. People wear these colorful masks and costumes representing spirits, parades and celebrations everywhere.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Any other festivals we should mention?
There's Loi Krathong, celebrated all over Thailand. People release these beautiful decorated baskets called krathongs onto the rivers and streams. They make wishes for good luck. Magical sight, especially at night. And of course, Songkran, the Thai New Year's festival, also known as the Water Festival. It's a giant nationwide water fight. Everyone gets soaked. Tons of fun, but be prepared to get wet.
All these festivals sound amazing. Okay, anything else our listeners should know about Thailand's culture or etiquette before we move on?
One of the most important things is to be mindful of social hierarchy. Show respect to those in positions of authority. Avoid raising your voice or showing anger in public. Very rude.
Great advice. Mindfulness and respect seem to be key in Thailand. This has been an incredible deep dive already, but there's so much more to explore. We'll be back soon to continue this journey through the wonders of Thailand, help you plan that dream move.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Welcome back to our deep dive into moving to Thailand. We've uncovered so much already: visas, accommodations, food, cultural tips, and even that dream island hopping itinerary. But I'm ready for more. What else should we explore?
Let's dig into what it's really like living in Thailand. I mean, beyond the tourist hotspots, daily life.
Love it. Let's get practical then. Cost of living, healthcare, transportation. Those are big things to think about, especially when making a move like this.
For a lot of people, that lower cost of living is a huge draw. It's way cheaper than in many Western countries, especially things like housing, food, and getting around.
Makes sense. You can stretch your budget further, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even have a better quality of life.
Exactly. Now, healthcare, I know it's a worry when moving abroad, but Thailand's got a fantastic healthcare system, both public and private options. The quality's excellent, and it's affordable, especially compared to, well, many other places.
That's good to hear. Takes some of the pressure off. Okay, what about getting around once you're there? We talked about Bangkok, but what about the rest of Thailand?
Thailand has a really good transportation network, something for everyone. Domestic flights, super convenient for longer distances, and they're pretty affordable too. If you want to see the countryside, trains are a scenic option. And for shorter trips, buses are great. Economical.
So many choices. But I'm thinking about that feeling of freedom, exploring on your own terms.
Oh, absolutely. If you're up for it, renting a car or motorbike is always an option. Imagine cruising along those coastal roads, wind in your hair, discovering hidden beaches and little villages.
All right, you've convinced me. Renting a motorbike and exploring, that's going on the list. But what about the social side of things? Making friends, building a community. It can't be easy adjusting to a new culture, finding your people.
No, it's not always easy finding your tribe wherever you go. But Thai people are known for being warm and welcoming, and expats usually find it pretty easy to connect, both with locals and other expats. Plus, there are all these expat communities all over Thailand, so you'll likely find people who share your interests.
That's reassuring to hear, having that support. Now, the language barrier. We all know learning a new language takes time. Is it really necessary to learn Thai?
Well, English is pretty common in tourist areas and big cities, but learning even a bit of Thai can make such difference. Shows respect, helps you connect on a deeper level with people. Even simple phrases, hello, thank you, they go a long way.
Couldn't agree more. Effort goes a long way. Now let's talk work-life balance. We've covered cost of living, healthcare, but what's the work culture like in Thailand?
A lot of expats really appreciate the work culture in Thailand. There's this emphasis on relationships, harmony. It's more laid back than a lot of Western countries, less stressful. And there's this idea of sanuk. It means fun, roughly. And it's often part of the work environment. So it's about enjoying your work, having a positive atmosphere.
I love that. Work should be enjoyable. It sounds like Thailand's got the right idea about work-life balance. Now, we've talked about practical stuff, social scene, work, but those cultural differences, we touched on them, but they're important. How do they really impact daily life when you move from, say, a Western culture to Thailand?
Oh, yeah. Understanding and navigating those differences is so important for a smooth transition. Thai culture is rich, it's fascinating, but it is different. Being open-minded, respectful, and willing to adapt, those are key.
So give us some examples. What might surprise someone from a Western culture?
Well, this concept of saving face, it's huge in Thai culture. It affects how people interact, communicate, deal with conflict. It's all about avoiding embarrassment for yourself and for others, because it can damage relationships and social harmony.
That's fascinating. It sounds like it requires a lot of awareness.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to navigate this idea of saving face, avoid those awkward situations?
It's about paying attention, being mindful, watching how locals interact. Avoid public confrontations, criticism, anything that might make someone feel embarrassed. Politeness, respect, harmony, those are really important values in Thai culture.
Great advice. It sounds like being observant and respectful are really key to fitting in. What about personal space? Is that different in Thailand?
Yeah, personal space is different compared to a lot of Western cultures. Thais might stand closer during conversations, touch more often. It's a sign of friendliness. It can feel a little strange at first, but it's not meant to be intrusive, just a different norm.
Good to know. Understanding and respecting those differences is so important.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk education for a minute. What if you have kids? What about international schools in Thailand?
Thailand has a wide range of excellent international schools for expat kids. They usually follow international curricula like the IB program or British curriculum. It's a multicultural learning environment where kids can really thrive.
That's great to know. Sounds like Thailand's got a lot to offer families. Okay, we've covered a lot. Daily life, cultural stuff, education. Any key takeaways for our listener who's seriously considering making Thailand their new home?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. Thailand offers such a rich, diverse experience. It's got everything, from natural beauty and amazing food to friendly people and a lower cost of living. But it's important to be prepared for those cultural differences and realize adapting to a new way of life takes time. It takes effort.
Absolutely. It's about having realistic expectations, right? Being open-minded, willing to embrace the Thai way of life. What other advice would you give our listener?
Talk to other expats who've already done it. They can give you real insights, practical tips. There are online forums, social media groups. Connect with those folks. And of course, nothing beats experiencing Thailand for yourself.
Love that. It's like a test drive before you commit.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about all the great things about living in Thailand, but let's be real. Are there any downsides? Any challenges people should know about?
Of course, everywhere has challenges. Thailand is generally safe and welcoming. But the language barrier can be tricky, especially outside the tourist areas.
Yeah, getting by with basic phrases is one thing, but really immersing yourself, building those connections, that's different.
Exactly. And sometimes those cultural differences, they can lead to misunderstandings, even though Thai people are incredibly friendly. Patience, understanding, willingness to adapt, those are so important. It's all part of the adventure.
Absolutely. Embrace those challenges. They can help you grow. Okay, let's shift gears. Let's talk about something fun and delicious, Thai food. We touched on it, but it deserves more attention.
Yeah.
Beyond pad Thai and tom yum soup, what are some must-try dishes? What culinary adventures await in Thailand?
Oh, Thai food is incredible. It's a party for your taste buds. There's so much to discover.
All right, let's expand our culinary horizons. What dishes should be on everyone's list?
Som tam, that spicy papaya salad, it's a classic. Green curry with coconut milk and all those aromatic herbs and spices, incredible. Masaman curry, if you want something milder, a little sweet, it's a favorite. And seafood lovers, oh my goodness, fresh grilled seafood is everywhere and it's so good.
Okay, now I'm officially starving. What about street food? We talked about it, but any tips for finding the best and safest bites?
Street food, it's such a big part of Thai culture. Look for the busy stalls. That's usually a good sign. Don't be afraid to try new things. But if you have dietary restrictions, just double-check ingredients or ask. Be adventurous, but be mindful.
Love that. Okay, what about fruit? Thailand has so many amazing tropical fruits. What should we be looking for?
Oh, the fruit. Ripe mangoes, so juicy and sweet. Pineapples, papayas, dragon fruit, rambutan, they're all amazing. And then there's durian, the king of fruits. It's definitely an acquired taste, that smell, but people swear by it.
Durian, the infamous king of fruits. I've got to try it at least once. Okay, drinks. We talked about Thai beers, but what else is there?
Fresh coconut water, absolutely essential, so refreshing, perfect for a hot day. And Thai iced tea, so creamy and sweet. If you want something a little stronger, try some local spirits like Mek Hong, which is a Thai whiskey, or Sang Som, a rum.
This culinary journey is making me even more excited to go. All right, what about entertainment and leisure? Beyond the beaches and temples, what's there to do? What about for people who want to stay active, have some adventures?
Thailand really has it all. You can explore ancient ruins like the temples of Ayutthaya, hike through jungles, discover waterfalls, visit ethical elephant sanctuaries, take a Thai cooking class.
Love that. Ethical animal tourism and cultural experiences, so important. But what if you're looking for something a little more, well, adrenaline pumping?
Thailand's an adventure playground. A rock climbing in Railay Beach, Krabi. You can climb those limestone cliffs. The views are incredible. Whitewater rafting, zip lining through the jungle canopy. It's all there.
Wow, so many options. Okay, what about nightlife? We talked about Bangkok, but what about other parts of Thailand?
Thailand's got a nightlife scene for everyone. Rooftop bars in Bangkok with amazing city views, laid-back beach clubs in Phuket where you can dance under the stars, and of course those famous full moon parties on Koh Phangan.
Sounds like Thailand knows how to have a good time. What about something more relaxing? Wellness and spa options.
Oh, Thailand's a wellness haven. Traditional Thai massage is a must-try. You can find them everywhere, from street stalls to fancy spas. Imagine a massage after a day of exploring, or a day at a world-class spa, pure bliss. There are yoga retreats, meditation retreats all over the country.
A Thai massage after exploring? Or a yoga retreat? That sounds heavenly. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, but there's still more to discover. We'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into the wonders of Thailand.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started.
Welcome back to our deep dive into moving to Thailand. We've covered so much, from the bustling streets of Bangkok to those peaceful islands, the incredible food, the unique culture, and of course the practical side of actually living there. But there's still more to uncover, right?
Oh, absolutely. We've only just scratched the surface of what Thailand has to offer. There are so many layers to this amazing country.
So where do we go from here? What else can we explore to give our listener a complete picture of what it really means to make Thailand their home?
You know, we've talked about the exciting stuff, the beautiful parts of living in Thailand, but it's important to be real too. It's not always sunshine and beaches. There are challenges, adjustments that come with living in a new culture.
Right, it's about having realistic expectations. No place is perfect. What are some of those things that might surprise someone moving from, say, a Western country to Thailand? What are some of the challenges?
One thing that often throws people off is this idea of Thai time. It's a much more relaxed approach to time. Punctuality isn't as strict as in a lot of Western cultures. It's about being flexible, going with the flow.
I've heard about Thai time, but what does that actually look like in everyday life? How does it differ from what we're used to?
Well, meetings, appointments, they don't always start exactly on time. There's more emphasis on relationships, on socializing, so things might run a bit late. Deadlines, they're sometimes seen more as guidelines than hard and fast rules. It's really a different way of thinking about time.
That is different. It's almost like you have to rewire your brain a bit, let go of that need to control everything and just embrace the moment.
Exactly. It's about learning to relax, be patient, and you know what? It's part of the charm of living in Thailand.
So Thai time is definitely something to keep in mind. What other parts of Thai culture might take some adjusting to?
Another big one is the hierarchical structure of Thai society. There's a deep respect for elders and for people in positions of authority. It's woven into the culture.
Right. We've talked about the way, the polite language, but how else does this play out in daily life?
You'll see it everywhere in how people talk to each other, seating arrangements, even the way people dress. Younger people usually defer to elders when making decisions, and you always use polite titles when you're talking to someone older or in a position of authority. It's about showing respect.
It sounds like a lot of communication is unspoken, subtle cues. It's a reminder that understanding a culture goes beyond just the language. It's about observing, listening, being sensitive to a different way of life.
You got it. It's about immersing yourself, learning by doing. You'll make mistakes, everyone does, but that's how you adapt and grow.
Okay, how about communication styles? We talked about indirect communication earlier, but can we dig into that a bit more? What are some tips for navigating that part of Thai culture?
Thai people, they can be very indirect when they communicate. They often avoid saying no directly. They don't want to create conflict or make someone lose face. So it can be confusing if you're used to people just being straightforward.
So how do you figure out what someone really means when they're not being direct? It sounds like a lot of reading between the lines.
It's all about context. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, the overall feeling you get from the conversation. For example, if they hesitate before answering or give a vague response instead of a clear yes, it might be their way of saying no politely. It takes practice, but you start to pick up on it.
That's fascinating. It's almost like learning a whole new language beyond just the words themselves. It's understanding the meaning behind those words.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears for a sec. Let's talk about something a little more practical, something everyone needs, housing. What should our listeners know about finding a place to live in Thailand?
Finding the right place to live, that's so important when you're settling into a new country. And Thailand's got plenty of options. Whatever your budget is, whatever your lifestyle is, there's something out there for you.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are the most common options?
Condominiums, they're super popular, especially in the cities like Bangkok. Modern living spaces, swimming pools, gyms, security. If you want that comfortable, easy lifestyle, a condo could be a good fit.
Condos sound great for people who want those modern conveniences. But what if you want something a little more traditional, something that feels authentically Thai?
If you're after that cultural immersion, renting a traditional Thai house could be amazing. They often have these beautiful details, open spaces, and gardens. It's a chance to really experience how Thai people live.
That sounds lovely. Waking up in a traditional Thai house, surrounded by nature. What about the practical stuff, though? Utilities, internet access. Are those easy to set up?
Utilities are pretty straightforward in Thailand. Electricity, water, they're generally reliable and affordable. Setting up an account is usually pretty easy. You can often do it online or just go to the provider's office. Internet access is good too, and high-speed options are becoming more common.
That's good to hear. One last thing to worry about. Okay, how about banking and finances? Is it easy to manage your money in Thailand?
Thailand's got a good banking system.
Ooh.
Opening a bank account is usually easy for expats. You'll need your passport, your visa, and sometimes proof of address or a work permit.
Sounds pretty straightforward. What about credit cards and ATMs? Are those widely used?
Credit cards are accepted in most places, especially the bigger stores, hotels, restaurants, but it's always smart to have some cash on you, for those smaller shops or local markets. ATMs are everywhere, so getting cash is never a problem.
Good to know. It's always smart to have options. Now, something that's super important when you're living abroad, stay in touch with family and friends back home. How easy is international communication in Thailand?
Staying connected is a breeze these days. International calls are cheap, and with all the internet options, Skype, WhatsApp, Zoom, it's so easy to stay in touch with everyone.
That's so important. Helps with the homesickness. All right, we've covered a lot today. Thai time, cultural differences, housing, finances, communication. What are the big takeaways for our listeners who are thinking about making this move?
The most important takeaway: moving to Thailand can be incredibly rewarding. It's got this unique blend of culture, beauty, a more relaxed pace of life. But be ready for those cultural differences and realize that adapting takes time.
Absolutely. Realistic expectations are key. An open mind, a willingness to embrace a new way of life. What other advice would you give?
Do your research, talk to other expats. They have so much wisdom to share. And experience it yourself. Plan a trip, explore different areas, get a feel for the place.
Great advice. Research, connect, experience it firsthand. That's how you figure out if it's the right fit for you. Well, this brings us to the end of our deep dive into moving to Thailand. We've really explored it all, the practical stuff, the cultural side, the adventures, the challenges, everything. What are your final thoughts?
Thailand is a land of contrasts, ancient traditions mixed with modern life, bustling cities and tranquil islands. It's a place where you can find your own pace, embrace a different way of life, and maybe even discover a different side of yourself. If you're up for an adventure, if you're open to new experiences, then Thailand might just be the perfect place for you.
Beautifully said. It's been an incredible journey exploring Thailand with you. And to our listener, we hope we've given you everything you need to start turning that dream of moving to Thailand into a reality.
We sure hope so. Follow your heart, embrace the journey, and enjoy every moment of your Thai adventure.
What a perfect way to end this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. And to our listener, best of luck on your journey to Thailand.
Safe travels.